Man, you know what? I'm getting really sick of this Justin Bieber doll.
What's the matter? What's the problem with it?
Well, I thought since I'm growing up, I should stop listening to Justin Bieber and get into some serious astrophotography.
You mean a telescope?
Oh, yes.
Like, what kind of astrophotography? Just
I don't know.
regular...
I was hoping that you would be able to tell me. Maybe you have some really cool friends that know lots about it.
That's a problem. I'm not really good with that kind of stuff, but I have a friend. His name's Kevin. He's a telescope expert. I could call him up real quick, and then
yeah, I'd love to meet Kevin.
Yeah? Alright, so since you're really considering a telescope, I mean, hopefully Kevin will explain a lot to you, and you'll learn a lot about telescopes, because I'm sure you don't know too much. But Kevin knows a lot, and I'm sure he knows enough to where he'll be able to guide you as to what telescopes you need, like all that stuff. I don't know where Kevin is. I called him quite a while ago. I wonder when he's going to get here.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Speaking of
coincidence.
I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
Hey Kevin, how you doing?
Good, how about you?
Pretty good. Dan's in the basement. I hope you can explain stuff to him. He needs a little bit of guidance on telescopes.
We'll do. I'll explain as much as possible.
Hello, nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you. My name's Kevin. I'm your father's friend.
Nice to meet you. It's been great.
Good. So, I hear you're interested in telescopes?
Mm-hmm. Very interested. I want to look at deep, distant, far away things, stuff like other galaxies, star clusters, nebula, all those things.
So, do you want to look at them, or what do you want to do? You want to...
I'd like to take pictures and make really cool posters out of them.
Alright, so you're into deep sky astrophotography.
Oh, yeah. I guess so. You're the expert.
First off, you're going to need a telescope with a really big aperture.
What's that?
The aperture is the lens on the telescope that allows the light to come in. The reason why you need a really big one is on the bigger ones, it allows the dimmer light to come in more. So you're also going to need, with a fast focal ratio and a large aperture, a telescope that has a long exposure ratio with this camera.
Okay.
We'll get more into that when we talk about the camera and the equipment that you're going to be using with the telescope.
Okay.
The two types of telescopes though, that you're going to want to use and buy for this type of viewing is a reflector and a catadioptric.
Now, what about these refractors I've heard of? How come I'm not using one of those?
Refractors are good, but the reason why it won't be good is because when you need the large aperture with a refractor, they become very, very, very expensive.
Okay, my dad will get angry if I buy an expensive scope, so that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So, Kevin, I mean, you're an expert on this. Do you know any cool scopes?
Yeah, we could talk about them individually.
All right.
So, the first one I can think of is the Orion Atlas EQG. That's a reflector.
A reflector, alright.
Yes. Now that has a 254 millimeter aperture. Alright, so it's got about a 10-inch aperture.
That's pretty large.
It's a good size aperture. Now the focal length on it is 1,200.
Ooh, so that could potentially get me lots of magnification, right?
Yes, the magnification on that is very high.
Alright.
Now the focal ratio on it is f/4.7.
Oh, and it's even quick. Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a very good telescope. Now, we have a standard of measuring the resolution of each telescope. They check it at 500 nanometers. Alright? Now, the resolving power of the Orion Atlas is 0.49 arc seconds.
Okay.
Alright? Which, gives you a very high clarity. It's very good.
I like things to be very clear.
Especially if you're going to be hanging these up in your room.
Yeah, I want my room to look good.
Yeah. Alright, so now let's move on to a refractor, the Orion Sirius Eon. This has a 120 millimeter aperture.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the focal length on it is 900. The magnification isn't that high, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
The focal ratio, though, is f/7.5.
Ooh.
So it's pretty slow. It's not that bad, but it's slower than our first one.
Yeah.
Now, the resolving power is 1.04. So it's not as clear as the Atlas.
You're right.
Alright, now let's move on to our catadioptric, the Celestron CPC. The aperture on that is 203. So the focal length now on that is 2032. So the magnification is much higher on that one compared to the Atlas.
Indeed.
Now the focal ratio though is f/10.
Oh, that's very slow.
Yeah, it's very slow. So you're gonna be standing there looking at one point for a very long time instead of moving on. Now the resolving power though is 0.61.
Okay. So
it's very clear even though it moves very slow. Now back to our second reflector, the Meade LX800. The Meade has a 305 millimeter aperture.
Okay.
It's about 12 inches. It's about a foot. It's a foot lens. The focal length on it is 2,438 millimeters.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's very big. So
All
the
right.
magnification is very, very high, so you can see very far. Now the focal ratio though is f/8.
Okay, that's pretty slow.
It's not the slowest, but it's still slow.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be standing there looking at a single object for a very long time. But the resolving power of it is 0.41.
Ooh, that's a good resolving power.
It's very clear. It's
Yes.
very, very clear. Now to our last refractor, the Teleview 85.
Okay.
The Teleview 85 only has an 85 millimeter aperture.
Oh, well, that's pretty small.
It's tiny. Yeah. The focal length is only 600 millimeters as well.
Okay,
So the magnification sucks.
yeah, yep.
Now the focal ratio is f/7. So it sucks, it's small, and it's slow.
Indeed.
And now the resolving power is 1.47. So it sucks, it's small, and it's blurry.
Yeah. Wow, that's no good then.
I hope that was helpful now. Now we can talk about the benefits and the drawbacks of each telescope.
Alright. Well, Kevin, I have to say that was very helpful.
I'm glad I can help.
Yeah, after that, I'm thinking that the Orion Atlas or the Meade LX800 are my best choices.
Alright, so well, we compare them, and then you can go into, and then finally decide on which one, so then we can talk about the specific accessories that each one of them require.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Alright, so first off, the Orion Atlas EQG is about $1,800.
Alright, it's got some weight to it, but it won't break the bank.
Yeah. Now, on the other hand, the Meade LX800 is $9,000.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of money.
Alright? I mean, the Meade is significantly more expensive,
Indeed.
but it also has a larger aperture.
Yeah.
But it's only 2 inches larger. That kind of difference isn't going to make that big of a difference in your viewing.
Yeah, and also, I need to think about the money I need to spend on a camera.
Yeah, your accessories are also going to run you a good cost.
Yeah.
It's gonna go pretty bad on that. But the other thing is the focal length on the Orion is half of the Meade's. So it's not, the magnification is also half, but the magnification on the Orion is still great enough where you'll be able to see deep enough.
Indeed.
Alright? Now, but here's the positive on the Orion. It's cheaper and it's faster. The focal ratio is half of the Meade's. It's f/4.7, which is roughly half. The Meade's is f/8. So with your Meade, you might get a better magnification and a bigger aperture, but you're gonna be sitting there for double as long as the Atlas. And I know kids these days don't have patience.
No patience right here. Not at all.
Nope, them and their attitudes. So also, the resolving power on the Orion is about 0.49 arc seconds compared to the Meade's of 0.41.
Is that a big difference, do you think?
It's not that big of a difference. The quality will be a little bit better on the Meade, but the camera will also help a lot, depending on what kind of accessories you go with. So in total comparison, the Orion for around $2,000 compared for the Meade for $9,000 is a much better bet, going from my personal opinion.
All right. and I trust you. You're an expert.
Alright, so why don't we go into the accessories that you're going to need for the Orion Atlas to really make this work.
Alright. Well, I was thinking definitely the most important thing is a camera because I'm doing astrophotography.
Alright, so there are two types of cameras that you can use.
Alright.
You can use your everyday camera, like one that's on your phone with an adapter, or you can use your CCD camera that attaches to your telescope.
Okay.
I think your best bet is going to go with a CCD camera.
Yeah. Are they better quality?
Yes, they are better quality.
Okay.
Alright? My personal opinion that you should go with the one that fits your telescope for the Orion Atlas is the Orion Starshoot Pro V2. Alright, it's a colored imager, so it's not black and white. It's got all the colors that you see. It's mainly for deep space photography.
Okay.
It's got a very long time exposure. The reason why you need that is so when the lens is open longer, more light can come in and hit that, and it gives you the dimmer lights become brighter.
I need a bright picture. That's very important.
Yes. It's about 6.1 megapixels, and it's about $1,200.
Okay.
So it's still not that bad, but it's a hefty price, but it's for a very good cause. Alright, now you're also going to need a Barlow lens.
What's that?
Barlow lens is a lens that attaches to the lens on your camera to increase your magnification. Now, I recommend the Orion Shorty. It's only about 1 1/4 inch lens, and it'll double your magnification. And it's very cheap. It's only about $45.
Oh, well, that's much cheaper than everything else we've been talking about.
Yeah, a lot cheaper. And you're definitely going to need a case.
Yes. Oh, my dad would be very, very angry if I messed up my telescope.
Especially a telescope that's cost $2,000 with a $2,000 camera.
Yes.
So I would say the Orion padded case. Keep it in the same company, they're made for it. And on top of that, the Orion padded case is waterproof.
Oh, this is just too good.
Yeah, so if you go out and it's starting to drizzle, you can quickly pack your stuff up and you don't have to worry about it once it's in the case. The case isn't very expensive itself either. It's only $110.
Oh, that's good.
Alright? Now, another thing you're going to need is an AC to DC adapter.
Okay, what am I going to need that for?
No batteries. Longer sessions at night. You want to have those long sessions where you could take the long exposure pictures of really deep space. You're not going to be wanting to run on batteries that have limited time. An AC to DC adapter gets rid of that factor. And for the amount it is, it'll save you money when you're buying so many batteries. It's $30.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Another thing for your telescope you can buy is a cooler. It's a cooling fan. It keeps your optics cold, and it gives you better quality.
Okay.
It's like running a machine that's heating up. It doesn't work as well. That's only $25.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, these accessories they're not breaking the bank, but they're necessaries. Now, the final thing that you're definitely going to need, since you're going to be shooting at night, is safety lights.
Okay, safety. Safety is a top priority.
Yeah, but also these lights are meant for nighttime shooting. Now, what you get commonly in modern day skies is light pollution.
Yes.
Light pollution can just destroy a picture, make it what it really isn't. These lights are created so they give you enough light to work on your telescope and be able to do everything safely, but it doesn't give you any light pollution, so your image is not affected. They're only about $40.
Oh, awesome.
So those 6 accessories, I would say, are definite needs, and anything else you want to throw in there, you go for it.
Okay, I think we covered everything. I'm not sure if there's anything else that I'd be able to buy. I
think you got everything. I think now you have enough information where you can go talk to your father and hopefully sit down and see if you can discuss something about potentially buying this.
All right, I hope he accepts my proposal. Thank you very much.
All right, no problem, Daniel. Anytime you need me, buddy.
What a wonderful man.